Yo, what is up, guys? I am back with another video now. We are here checking out another video from My Story Animated. And it has been a while since I've watched My Story Animated. I only saw, the last video I saw from her is just the trailer. I mean, not an actual real video, but I thought I'd pay her a little visit, so I thought I'd watch a new one for you guys. I mean, I know you guys are a fan of My Story Animated. I am a fan as well. Thought I'd check it out, the latest video. And yeah, this one is called A Day I Realized a Heart Matters More Than a Face. Okay. Yeah, a heart is important to you. You need to take care of your health, though. Oh, frick. Sorry about my voice there. Just scream a lot when I rage into a game. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm pretty curious whose story is this, so yeah, I guess I'll check it out, though. So, yeah, if you guys are new to the channel here, make sure you are subscribed. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out this video.
Hi, I'm Tia from the United States. Before we begin my tale, please like and subscribe. I'm just your average high school girl next door. Pretty, talented, and great at parties.
If you hear a fan in my background, it's hot in my room, so it's almost the summer. Okay.
I just had to have him, so I asked him out. Something I would never do normally, but it all worked out because he said yes. It didn't take long for us
Nice.
to finally go on our first dinner date. It was incredible. He was such a gentleman and knew just the right things to say. I knew right as he took my hand that he was the one, but I couldn't shake the feeling of deja vu, like I'd met Chris before. Oh well, I'm sure it's nothing. For the next few months, we went on many different dates, traveling all
Ah, frick.
over the city, eating wonderful foods and studying together at night. Everything was perfect.
That fan is so loud. I don't know how to turn it down.
Was a keeper, but of course, something just had to happen to ruin it. Chris had planned a date at a fancy new restaurant downtown. I was so excited, I actually got ready early this time and speed walked to the restaurant with a spring in my step. But when I finally got there, my heart fell to the floor and shattered. Sitting next to my boyfriend was another girl with her arm around his
What the
shoulder.
heck?
I didn't care if he looked a bit uncomfortable. I wasn't taking this betrayal lying down. So I burst through the doors and marched straight up to the duo seat. Who is this?
Tia, you're early.
Answer the question, Chris. How could you cheat on me?
Wait, I didn't cheat.
Who is this?
What the-
Hello, you must be Tia. I've been looking forward to meeting you. I'm Chris's big sister. The name's Vecta. The girl's cheeky smirk nearly made me get physical, but her last words registered just in time. Sister? Yep. I wanted to see who claimed my brother's heart and she...
Wait, what? You two don't look identical. What? I thought. Okay, maybe next time you have a sibling. Maybe I don't know what to say. All I can say is that whenever you met someone, make sure you have like I don't know, some family members that you have to mention towards them, so they don't mixed up whatever. I don't know what to say.
I'm very interested because Chris and I are very close. That's funny because he never mentioned you.
I thought I'd introduce you two when the time was right, but since Edda's here, I guess there's no time like the present.
Oh, nice to meet you. But we are supposed to be on a date. I don't want to be mean or anything, but...
She's right, Vecta. You should go home. I'll be back soon.
Oh, she didn't like that. She looked at us both, and instead of leaving, got comfortable. Nah, you two just act like I'm not even here. You won't even notice me. Besides, I'm starving.
Okay.
Fine. It wasn't fine with me, but she was my sister, and it was just one evening. How hard would it be to get through it? Turns out, really hard. She kept interrupting non-stop. Oh, Chris, I have this really funny story to tell you. That's hilarious. Oh, stop it, Tia. I think I just peed a little. I didn't even tell it yet, but
Yeah.
No, it's really funny. You just said so yourself. Which reminds
Excuse me.
A joke that'll make you poop. So, a duck and a chicken walk into a bar. She kept picking up food from Chris's plate and fussing over him. Why would you order this dish? You hate olives and broccoli. Here, I'll take those. Also, you've got sauce on your face. erupting and turning blue. Oh my god, you poisoned him.
What?
I didn't. Chris, are you okay? Say something. He can't, you moron. His tongue is swollen. What's in that pasta? Blueberries, kiwis, dandelion tea, rosehip oil, Diet Coke? No. Honey, oysters, anchovies. Yes, it has anchovies. Don't you know anything about him at all? And with that, she quickly reached into her bag, pulled out an EpiPen, and stabbed him with it in the
He was allergic?
and coughed some more, but he could finally breathe. What would you do without me, bro? The date ended after that, thankfully. And as I went home, I hoped it was the last I'd ever see of her. But for the next 2 months, it was
What
same.
the heck?
No matter where we went and what we did, Vecta was there to ruin it. Chris just couldn't seem to shake her off and would let her stay. And she kept making it obvious that she deserved
Wait, what the
it.
heck happened to your hair?
Staring at me with
Oh, you dyed it?
worthy of him or something.
You dyed it purple once? Okay.
Thank God, but it was something serious, enough to squeeze herself in on our dates and annoy me while wearing the most
Did she dye her hair a lot?
outfits and hairstyles.
Are you like a Spy Family actor? What the frick?
Outcast lately. It came to a head when he actually decided to hang out with the Vecta over me for a day. What?
Look, she's my sister, and I have been neglecting her recently.
But what about our date today?
She would just crash it as usual. I promise we'll hang out this weekend, just the two of us.
He kissed me on the cheek and then left me devastated and confused. That night in bed, I stayed up pounding my pillow, imagining it was Vecta's face.
Well, goddamn.
But as much as I wanted to slap her, violence wasn't the solution. Instead, I needed to know what Vecta's problem was. There must be a reason for why she was acting the way she was. Luckily, a puzzle
She's like, she's overprotected or something. Like, I don't know.
at his place. We were watching a cheesy romance movie while snuggling on
I love
the couch.
romance.
Right on time, Vecta came out of nowhere and inserted herself into our lives again. No, literally, she came and sat between us on the couch, holding a dead potted plant. You let her plant die? The plant that symbolizes our bond as brother and sister?
I've never even seen that plant before. Vecta, what do you want?
A plant that's alive? I guess that ship has sailed. Do you know what next week is? Christopher? Now, why did that name sound so familiar? Before I could remember anything, Chris
Wait,
let
what?
out a loud sigh.
I told you not to call me by that name.
Whatever. Now, yes, before I call you by your real name again. That's your real name?
Used to be. Anyway, I don't know what's happening next week, Vecta. Can you just leave us alone today?
A part of me was jumping for joy at the way Chris snapped at her, but another part noticed how hurt Vecta looked. I gave in to my more merciful laugh. What's happening next week, Vecta? It's the annual LARPing Capture the Flag event for our city. LARPing? Like that eight nerds do outside, playing pretend? Yeah, figures you would say that. Are you attending it with me, Christopher? You can even bring your girlfriend.
Why would I do that? That's for losers.
The Tia should fit right in. That was it. What is your problem? You?
Sis?
No, everything was fine before she showed up in your life.
What?
I could say the same for you.
Stop it, you two.
No, not if we want this to stop for good. Vecta, I have a proposal. Interesting. Shoot. We'll join your stupid game. Do we play in teams? Oh, I see where you're going with this. Yeah, we do. I'll be on the team opposing yours. If my team wins, you'll stop interfering in our relationship. And if mine wins, you'll break up with Christopher.
That is not your choice to make, Vecta.
What? Scared she'll lose? Get bored of you in the game? Walking away from both? What? I wouldn't do that. I love Christopher, and I'll prove it by beating you. Deal?
Never mind. Wait, what's his... I forgot his previous name. Frick. It's too late to go back.
I just made a deal with the devil, all because I let my emotions get the better of me.
I don't know if... I don't frickin'...
There was no
I...
backing down now. My
Most of the time, I saw the name, but then... Nope. I don't see it anymore. I don't remember.
To the curb where you belong. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Vecta left, and I slumped down on the couch. Myself up for Chris sighed before looking at me with determination.
If we're going to do this, then I'll have to train you.
You know how to LARP?
Of course not. I just picked up some things from my sister.
If you say so. Where do we start?
Conditioning.
Say what? Chris was not joking. I was put through actual exercises and drills like I was preparing
Wow.
for the army. I was seconds away from giving up, but I refused to lose to Vecta. So I pushed on. And you know what? I'm glad I kept at it. Sure, the conditioning was terrible, but once I was actually playing the game, it felt like I was in another world. It was magical.
It's like you're in a video game, man.
I was used to, but what really made it all worth it was Chris. He was really enjoying himself. That
His name's Chris, I guess.
LARPing made it clear he had played before, although he refused to admit it. I hadn't seen
You two cosplaying the characters.
Before I could really appreciate the beauty, Veta came running up to Chris. Christopher, you really came?
Of course, we both did.
Hello. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about you. Are you sure she won't slow you down? I'd hate for you to lose because of a handicap. Hey.
No worries, she's a natural. She even started to like him.
She did? Yep, this isn't so bad. I'm sure she's just faking it. I'll prove it by winning this thing. Before Chris could say anything, Vecta fled into the crowd. She really doesn't trust me, huh?
I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. She's just a...
No, she's lonely, okay? Please don't hate her for this. It's my fault anyway.
Before I could dig further, a horn echoed throughout the field. It was
What?
almost time. The two teams,
Oh,
red
okay.
and green, got into position. The two flags were placed in their proper bases. Finally, the next horn signaled the start of battle. I kept
Okay.
close to Chris. Despite the training, this was still nerve-wracking. The worst part was the mages and the teams pretending to react to their own foam ball spells. It was a struggle at first, but eventually I got used to it and started having fun. I could tell Chris was having a blast too. Even more so when he noticed I was having fun too. Eventually, the squad was closing in on the enemy camp. Our leader suggested a pincer attack. Chris was on the other attack squad, which nearly caused me to panic. But a comforting hand to the shoulder later, I calmed down. So we split up and went deeper into the forest. And this is where things got bad. One by one, my squad was picked off by some archers.
Oh, wow.
It didn't take long for me to be the last one standing. That's when the culprit revealed herself. I'm surprised you lasted this long. Vecta, of course. I should have known. We stared each other down before Vecta threw down her bow and drew her foam sword and shield. Let's make a new deal. The first one to get a hit wins. Same conditions from before apply. I drew my own sword and shield. Fine. Good. Prepare for failure. Wasting no time, Vecta charged at me as if this was a life and death battle, and I responded in kind. I wasn't losing my relationship with Chris. We clashed repeatedly, trading blows on our shields.
Okay.
Body shot. Shockingly, I was holding my own. Chris had taught me well. I dodged an attack to my leg and asked the burning question in my head. What is your problem with me dating Chris? Shouldn't you be happy for him? Now that really got her mad, and she was lashing out even harder.
God damn, she's angry.
Figured it out? Of course not. Why would someone like you remember some poor nerdy boy who bravely asked the popular girl out? Huh? Suddenly, it all fell into place. Chris was Christopher, the nerdy boy I had turned down all those years ago. Christopher used
What?
to be a big nerd just like me, and we were always super close. But he decided to abandon who he is to become the kind of guy you'd want. A typical Prince Charming. I barely even recognize him now. I felt ashamed.
Wait, he changed his name?
Christopher a chance before. I judged him by his appearance before I even got to know how sweet and amazing he was. But I knew that now, and I liked everything about him, nerdy side and all. I wasn't so shallow anymore. With renewed determination, I took advantage of Vecta's rash attacks and finally got a hit on her side, and she lost. She was about to break down into tears. But before that could happen, I hugged her. I get why you hate me, Vecta, and I'm sorry for turning him down like that.
Wow.
Your brother is a great guy.
Okay, so yeah, I guess the brother there was actually the nerd. So I did not expect that was him. Like the two look unrecognizable. I mean, most of the time people use makeup or change their hair and change their name. They look unrecognizable.
I would never want to change him. Are you serious? Yeah, I love him after all. For the first time, I actually saw Vecta give me a genuine smile. I gladly returned it. Just then, the horn blew, signaling someone had won. We ran back to the team's base, and the sight brought another smile to our faces. Christopher, was being carried by his team while holding the green flag.
Should I call him Chris for short?
In my heart, we won. My brother is something special, huh? He sure is.
Yep, it is. All right, man. All right, so yeah, that was a good story there. I did not expect the brother in this story would turn himself into this. Like, I was like a little shocked. I was like shocked, like when the sibling revealed who he is, though. So, yeah. I don't know how My Story Anime does this, but yeah. But anyways, guys, if you do make it to the end of this video here, I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.